Hi, I'm Karen Kubicko, and today we're going to talk about a subject that's not usually talked too much about. In fact, it's kind of hard to even talk to someone about this because it's such a deep pain. It's when you lose a baby through miscarriage or a planned miscarriage. Either way, it's difficult. It's difficult on both parents. So what happened? On a metaphysical level, what happened? No, you're not being punished. Sometimes things on a different level are happening. Sometimes that child is just not right. And so that's God's way of preventing something that wouldn't work out to happen. Sometimes that little spirit person comes through and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna have an earth experience and I'm ready to be a human. And then they're like, what did I pick? These lessons are so hard. I'm out. I'm not ready for this. And they kind of like are dipping their toes in the water, if you will. And then they're like, yeah, I don't know. It's too scary. I don't want to go through all those life lessons. It's going to be hard or it's going to be not easy. And they're just not ready for it on a spirit level. So they might come back to you later as a future child or a grandchild or a niece or a nephew or someone else in your life. Or what I have seen a lot of the times is if they haven't chosen to come back as a future child in your lifetime to you in some kind of way, they have provided you with some things that have been repeatedly shown to me when I provide a reading to someone. When a spiritual being comes through you and they chose on some level not to stay, they still have come through you and their family. So instead of them being, like, for example, a spirit guide, they have become your passed over loved one. And so from my perspective, a passed over loved one does not have to adhere completely to the free will rule that angels and spirit guides have to adhere to. Angels and guides cannot interfere in your life unless you ask. Passed over family members can help you out on a more in-depth kind of way and really help guide you without you specifically asking. So almost every time, if a little child has not made it through to come as a human, they show up here in your passed over loved one section. Now, when I see them, they're like an adult, 20s, something like that, and super excited to get to know you. They almost, not always, but almost always have said, I really wish you'd call me this name or that name. And I can see if they're female or male and really get to know them a little better for you to help you heal, because there's a lot of grief involved when a baby is lost in either a miscarriage or a planned miscarriage type of way. And what I've been shown quite a bit is that these little spirits are providing you with, like, it's like a light from heaven, because they're so close to having just been there. They're still that spiritual being. They haven't quite had the human experience quite yet. And they have put that little spark of light inside of you to help you heal in some way. Now, I've been shown many examples, but a few of them that come to mind as I'm speaking here now is I had a woman come to me, and this little being showed me that they placed this little healing light towards her back. And I said to her, did you happen to have back pain that went away after that happened? And she's like, yeah, I actually did. And that confirmed what I was hearing from this now passed over loved one, that they had in fact placed that little touch of light, that healing energy that they put towards her back from in utero, and it helped to heal her on that physical way. Now, most of the time when I ask this little being, what happened, what was going on, were they just testing the waters, or were they here for some higher purpose? Did they want to just be a passed over loved one and help in that kind of way? And I'm asking these questions to help this person, normally it's the mom, to work through whatever grief that they have because of this loss. Most of the time when they show me this little spark of light, they're placing it upwards, and it's through all your chakras, and that helps to awaken or helps that mom open up to there's more than just this human experience, and that there must be something more than this. So when I asked the question, was it at that point in your life when you have started getting more into the metaphysical stuff, or maybe started collecting crystals, or being made aware of all this other energetic healing types of things? Well, I get a yes, almost always, because that little being, that little now passed over loved one, they have provided that to you. And so it's really a special thing that you were able to have that little baby come through you. Even though they didn't choose to stay, they still brought you healing, and they still chose to be here in your passed over loved one group of folks on the other side who just adore you and love you. So if you're watching this video and you've experienced loss of a child, my heart goes out to you. That is not easy. Note that if they haven't come back to you as a future child after that experience, or they have tested the waters and they weren't quite ready yet, and they're going to choose to come back to you some other way in the future, that they have now provided you with some kind of healing, and they are in your spirit guide type of passed over loved one section to help you in your current life. Lots of love to you. If you feel like you still need some deep energetic healing, please wait till the end of this video, and I have a guided meditation for an angelic healing that'll help you to release some of that grief. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to hear more information about metaphysical topics.